It's Ultracity 6060.
Well, welcome back everyone. Just walking down a little path with a trellis I made here. Nothing too fancy. And still need to do some work on the tower. I'm working on getting the wood I want still. So I'm gonna have to be patient, I guess. Quick aside, I was picking up some blocks that fell down here while I was building. And you probably can't see from here, but there's a field of sheep over there. And one came strolling down this path and right across this bridge while I was down here in the water. Like it was nothing at all. And it kind of reminded me of, what's that old book, Three Billy Goats Gruff? And give me a little idea. And there. Now at night we should maybe get a troll once in a while. Seems fitting. Also over here, did a little something with the levitators. So, well, I'll show you from the top first. They now are off by default. So if I want to come downstairs, I can come right on down. And just to show you it's not the jetpack, if you step on the pressure plate, which is set, except I just messed it up, is set to only trigger for me, so no creepers and whatnot will come up. You walk across the pressure plate, turns on the levitators, up you go. And the wiring is probably kind of ugly. This wisp leaves me alone, I will show you. I just have it set up so that this NOR gate sends a constant signal to the top levitator. The bottom one doesn't matter because it can't levitate through a solid block. So the top one is off by default because it's being powered. And then when you walk over the pressure plate, it triggers the state cell, assuming I can walk over it. Here we go. Which powers the NOR gate and turns off the power to the levitator for 10 seconds. Which lets the levitator levitate. Yeah. Alright, so there's something else I've been building here. And I didn't want to show you all of the building process because most of it's kind of boring. But I didn't want to just jump straight to the finished product and not be able to show you any of the workings of how this is set up. But I also don't really want to spoil it. So I'll just show you some of what I'm doing as I'm doing it. And if you can figure out what this machine is here for by the end of the video, then good on ya. You are a sleuth. So what I have up one of these tunnels is a witch spawner, which I will not turn on at the moment because they will probably kill me. And up the other side, well, before I show you the other side, I'll show you this little guy here. He is I think it's an iron defender golem, something like that, from Thaumcraft. He's got a little visor on him that makes him work a lot like a turtle, a combat turtle, where anything he kills will count as if it was killed by a player. So it will drop experience and also drop items that they only drop when a player kills them. Mobs such as these wither skeletons that I have set up here. And I'm probably going to have to drop the floor of this room because they're all... I think what's happening is they're 2.5 blocks tall, and this room is 3 blocks tall, so when they jump from the water, their heads are going into the ceiling and they're taking damage. But at any rate, once this guy gets out of my way, these guys fall down eventually. Well, he just died. But at any rate, they eventually fall down here, get out of my way, and they'll take damage from the fall, so they're softened up for this guy. He runs over, beats them up, their items get sucked into that obsidian pipe, and on his way over to hit him, he steps on this pressure plate, that powers a redstone engine that powers the tube to suck up anything that scattered around on the floor. Although I'm really not too concerned. Keep checking my 6 here because it's not very well lit up. All the drops go into this chest. You can see skulls included. And I've got some diamond pipes set up, leading into void pipes, just to get rid of the things I don't need. I do not need the stone swords. I only need the coal, the bones, and the skulls. From the witches, I do not need glass bottles or sugar. Sticks are going off this way into a generator, just for a little extra power, because why not? That generator is powering an electrolyzer, a centrifuge, another centrifuge, and yet another centrifuge. And the generator will have help. It'll have more than just sticks, don't worry. Here are a lot of mobs around here too, out there in a different cave. But in addition to that, I've got this sorting machine set up. It will take redstone and put that in one of the centrifuges. The second one it will fill with spider eyes, and I just need to set it up here so that the third one it will fill with raw chicken. And I'll have to put a chicken spawner in, of course. So I'll be back when I've got a little bit more set up. Alright, I've added some tanks here. On the sides here I've got some Zycraft tanks. I used glass hoping it would match the theme over there, but it reverted to default texture when it registered as a tank. But hopefully Zycraft stuff will get added to this texture pack eventually. The tank on the side here is for silicon, and that one's for mercury, and the big one down here is for hydrogen. And each of these has a liquid transposer here that the canisters will go into and dump into the tank. And I've just got some electrical engines here connected over to the MFE. Each of them has a structure pipe with a gate here. This is just set so that if it can store energy, it will output a redstone signal, and it powers it through that block on the side. Now, I can get over here. The empty canisters go into the ender chests and eventually get pumped out. And yeah, I really need to I should have given myself more room to work with here. It's getting a little cramped, but I was trying to think of ways to only put the required number of empty cells in each machine, and I imagine there are some cumbersome ways of doing that, but I realized the easiest solution is just to put 4 stacks of empty cells in the system, and that'll keep all 3 centrifuges and the electrolyzer stocked. So that should do the trick, I guess. But besides that, this tank will eventually be full of methane, which will come out of this liquiduct, pass under here through this maze I can barely walk through, feed up here into this gas turbine, and that will power into the oh, okay, threatened it with a wrench and it connected. That will connect to the MFE and hopefully provide enough power to run all of these machines. And as a slight hint for what I'm building here, the methane is just to power this whole system, and the silicon and the mercury do not have anything to do with my final product. Those are just byproducts that I decide to put some storage for. As for the actual product, I'm still going to need to do some more things, and next on the list is putting in a blaze spawner, so I'll be back after that. Well, here we are back at the base, and if you notice something's a little different, it is gone. Got some bad news. My world files all got corrupted, and of course Murphy's Law in full effect. I do back up my files, but it happened while I was backing up my files. So the files on my computer were ruined, and the backups are gone as well. So everything's gone except for what I've got on me and in my inventory. Maybe we'll go walking over here to where the tower used to be. But so I guess that is at least the end of this series, unfortunately. I'll have to decide if I'm going to continue on, start another new world, and try and keep this from happening again, or if I should just say good is good and call it right there. Or maybe do a series on a server where the world's gotta load as I go. Maybe that's a bad idea. Or yeah, maybe start new on a server. Not even start new on a server. Start a new series on the one where I already play. I don't know. I'll think about it. But until then, I guess that was that. It's been fun. And I'll see you guys around as this squid dies. Toodles.